more six-pack abs than you've ever seen.
There is a lot
ever that you've seen in your whole life.
There's a lot of fit people, and the Instagram thing, everyone or most people that they show, everyone is very, very fit, very ripped. There's also a lot of quote unquote normal people there, normies there. There's every shape, size, color, whatever. They're doing it and like getting out there and just challenging themselves, which I found to be really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's relay options
there's
as well.
Relay,
so
there's adaptive people in wheelchairs with different abilities doing this as well. And everyone was really
positive,
chill and positive, surprising for how, like
for how many
meatheady it kind of was.
Washboard abs were.
When you have these super fit, muscular types, it's not always the vibe, and this was a very positive, really awesome community, great vibe. Everybody was very positive. Everybody was very supportive. Lots of cheering.
Welcome to the Low Tide Boys, a swim run podcast. I'm Chip.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is episode 322 of the show. Fresh off the heels of their partnership at Hyrox, Las Vegas. They're here to give us their race report. Very excited about this. Kristen, welcome to the show. Second time on the show.
Thank you.
Episode
Last time,
number
250?
250, the Low Tide Wives.
150? Low Tide Wives? Yeah. That was a super popular episode. Very excited to have you back on the show. Now, the idea, we're going to talk all things Hyrox, but I think it's important to set the stage for this where you guys, Chipper told me about it, when you told me about it, and for folks who don't know, Kristen and I have this like 5-minute relationship where we're always a pickup for our kids that they go to the same school. So that's when I get sort of my Kristen time. And she's like, oh, so we're thinking about doing Hyrox. And I was like, just sign up. Just do it. It's like, don't even wait. Just sign up right now. And pretty soon after you did. So why don't you tell us like where the idea for this came from?
I feel like you probably mentioned it first.
Well,
it on Instagram.
Yeah, I think the circles that we're in Instagram were in their target audience. Chris and I, and you do bar workout 3-4 days a week. So we're sort of active people on Instagram. I think we started getting targeted, and then a few of our friends kind of were doing it, and it seemed like kind of even some former guests of the show were on. And then, I was like, oh, that kind of looks fun, but nothing that we sought out. But then Kristen had sort of a new coworker join. Yes. I think that's probably what really pushed us over the edge.
Yeah, I had a new coworker who joined in November, and she does the women's pro division and really was talking up Hyrox and was all about it. And I was like, oh, I've been kind of thinking about this a little bit. And so as she sort of talked about it more, it was getting a little bit more like, oh, Chipper, what do you think about this Hyrox thing? Should we be serious? And he was like, okay, let's talk about this.
Let's be serious. And you also happen to have a work event in Las Vegas that same week. So it really just kind of worked out from like a logistics, one less flight to pay for, one less hotel room night to pay for. So it all worked out quite nicely.
Meant to be a little bit.
It was a little bit of serendipity there. By the way, this new hire, how soon in the interview did she start talking about being a Hyrox person? Is it pretty early on? Is it like CrossFit? Pretty quick. It came up.
It's like you guys.
I don't know.
I try and tell,
You just have to talk about your sport.
I can't speak for Chipper, but I pride myself on not volunteering swim run information. But once you ask the question, that's it.
Yeah.
If you're inviting further discussion, I'm happy to
but
discuss.
I won't be one to bring it up necessarily.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, sure.
But, you guys sign up. By the time you sign up and when the race happens, it's a couple of months?
Probably about 8 to 6 to 8 weeks. I think probably 8 weeks.
Okay. So what I find really interesting, Chipper and I obviously talk about this stuff all the time, but the idea that's like, okay, you guys are doing something new for the first time, case of first impression, plenty of research to do, plenty of content to consume.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did you go about kind of like figuring out what you were even going to be doing and how to train for it?
I had Coach Chipper.
And Coach Claude.
To pretty much do all of the workout planning.
Okay.
So I will say it was very easy for me. He planned all of the workouts.
Yes.
We also have a training schedule we have to work in.
Yes, Coach.
As well.
Coach Liz was informed shortly after this registration happened. And for those who don't know, Hyrox is There's 8 stations that you do: ski,
Skierg.
ski erg, sled push, sled pull, burpee, broad jump, row, farmer's carry with some kettlebells, lunges, and then 100 wall balls. So very kind of specific exercises.
And in between, there's
and
how
in
long
between
of a
each
run?
station, you run a kilometer. And then because we did it as a team, so we can trade off the work at the stations however we wanted. So for the ski, we kind of had our own thing of how we mix it up, and we'll get into that later. But a lot of these movements and things were kind of new, and lunges and stuff like that, and wall balls I hadn't really done before, but lunges obviously. But I think immediately Kristen does her bar workouts, and so it was like, okay, you better start doing the most weight that you can do in this class, and very much commend you. You were showing up 20-30 minutes before class doing extra kind of like wall ball like simulation thing. I sort of helped design the training or the programming, but you still had to do all the work.
I mean, it was kind of fun to add it on to my existing workouts.
The running,
just a little bit extra. The running, I'm sure I will hear about your thoughts on this episode about it.
It's good. You finished it all.
Yeah.
So, new type of an event, similar partner swim run vibes in the sense it's like you got to work together, you got to cross the finish line together. You're not tethered, but the psychic tether is certainly connected.
You're supposed to be within an arm's length of your partner at all times.
Yeah, like she can't go run off and do the station while I'm finishing up my lap. We have to stick together. So from that aspect, very much was looking forward to that, just because obviously swim run, the partnership there, really enjoy that aspect of it, and we also don't get to do
this kind of stuff
together. We'll go on family hikes, and we've even done a half marathon. We've done the same half marathon, but we haven't like ran it together or anything.
Right.
But this was our first kind of real thing that we got to train together and do it together. So I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, actually, Susan and I used to do half marathons together. I think we did like 3, and then by the third one, it was like, this is just never a good idea. I think the first one, it was like her first half marathon, so she liked having me with her, but then she'd just get, I don't know, she would just get a little bit annoyed at me.
Yeah.
I was trying to be super supportive, but she's like, "You're not even sweating. Like,
You're not breathing hard enough.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'll
you
stop
having
talking.
a
I'll stop talking." Anyway, so I'm curious. First time doing this, what did you guys discuss in terms of like goals? Like what type of experience you're trying to get out of it, and how did you kind of align on, making sure that at the end of it you were going to be,
still married.
Well, enjoying the rest of your trip.
Yeah.
I think my main goal was just to finish and not to be too beholden to a certain time, because I wanted to do it for fun. I was doing it also to hang out with you.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to do it. So I didn't have like any like hard goals for it.
Yeah.
I mean, had our sort of time that we had in mind, just based on
I
our
wouldn't
sort
say
of
that was even
simulation.
like a goal time, but it was more of like, how long is this thing going to take us? Because, if you go on Instagram for 2 seconds, everyone has their shirt off and they're doing it in an hour. Like, okay, well, we're going to have our shirts on, and how long is this going to take us? An hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours, like kind of, we didn't know. So we were trying to kind of figure that out just to guesstimate how much, quote, work we would have to do. But yeah.
And what time was that you you guys were thinking you could hit?
Somewhere between an hour 30 to 2 hours. I mean, which is kind of a pretty broad range. Kristen had like another sort of,
I was hoping for under an hour 45. That's kind of.
Yeah, and I
personally thought I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, and I was like, if we do around an hour 30, that would be a pretty solid first stab at it. Was kind of thinking like we're running well, we hit all the stations, we're not hanging out too long in the transition area, which is AKA the rocks zone they call it, where the water is and then the fuel and stuff. So there's a rock zone time as well, so you can't dilly-dally in the transitions. It counts.
Yeah.
It counts. But we were just looking to have fun, go out there, work out, sweat together.
Yeah, I mean, it's, eastbound and down. There was that joke from season 1. It's like, triathlon, I'm not trying to be the best at exercising.
That's what
I feel like Hyrox really is the best at exercising.
It really is. Yeah.
You guys certainly put the training in. I know you were doing these sort of like weekend simulations, and there's a whole Hyrox community that's built up, even in gym. So tell the folks at home about that stuff.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out how to sort of supplement what we could do at home. We have kettlebells at home. We have a wall ball, but We wanted to,
And the sandbag for the lunges.
we wanted to actually do the ski erg and the row. And we found a local gym up here that actually is half a kids like gymnastics training center. It has open drop-in for the kids. So while we've been able to get our workout in, the kids have basically had 2 hours of pure playtime. It has been absolutely amazing. The kids are like, "Are we going to the gym Saturday morning?" So that's been really great.
Yeah. So body English fitness in Petaluma. They're Hyrox kind of certified. It's a CrossFit gym on one half, and just like Kristen said, a full gymnastics thing. So we would go up there at 9 a.m. The kids would run off, do gymnastics for 2 hours, and we would kind of get to work in some of the, because they had the ski, they had everything there. So we can start to simulate to kind of figure out like, okay, let's do a 1,000-meter ski and see what that's like. Okay, let's try me doing 500, then Kristen doing 5, or 200 and 200, and kind of start to figure out how we're gonna kind of attack and maximize these stations, like more strategy on it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So you do the training, you head down there. What was the vibe like? Was it, I mean, because it seems like a whole production. Marketing's on point, branding's on point.
Yeah.
Social media games on point for sure.
Yeah, so it was at the Mandalay Bay, one of their convention centers there, and it was, I mean, it's a thing. It's a whole vibe. It is a loud, energetic atmosphere. There's DJ going. You sound like you're at a NBA basketball game.
It's loud.
Music, loud, tons of people. So it's highly energetic.
Right, and
situation.
According to Kristen's 5-minute race report that she gave me the other day, just like more 6-pack abs than you've ever seen.
There is a lot
that you've seen in your whole life.
There's a lot of fit people, and I think for us too, you know, again, if the Instagram thing, everyone or most people that they show, everyone is very, very fit, very ripped. There's also a lot of quote unquote normal people there, normies there. There's every shape, size, color, whatever, they're doing it and like getting out there and just challenging themselves, which I found to be really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's relay options
there's
as well.
Relay,
so
there's adaptive people in wheelchairs with different abilities doing this as well. And everyone was really
positive,
chill and positive, surprising for how, you know, like
for how many
meatheady it kind of was.
Washboard abs were.
When you have these super fit, you know, muscular types, it's not always the vibe, and this was a very positive, really awesome community, great vibe. Everybody was very positive. Everybody was very supportive. Lots of cheering.
Easy to score creatine there, for sure. Yeah.
They pump it in. They put it in the water. You get your fluoride and your creatine.
Like it's coming out of the sink.
A lot of free Red Bulls. The Red Bull 10, they're giving them out.
And the merch, Puma is there, and they have their carbon fiber kind of shoe. They have their own Hyrox one. And so the way the spectating goes is there's like a loop around the outside of the, you know, or it's inside the convention center, but there's a little track loop that they make. And then if you want to spectate, and all the stations are on the inside. So they actually put you on the inside. So it's very spectator friendly. So we went the first day, and, you know, we had done a simulation at the gym. So we kind of knew, okay, we did all the stations to the limit that we're supposed to, but we only ran 500 meters instead. So we kind of figured out where we would be, but seeing it kind of in practice and watching people go through it was really eye-opening, and like, it kind of helped be that last puzzle piece about, okay, I see how this is going to work. Oh, you come in here and then you go here. And it was very helpful, I felt, and kind of like calmed some of the pre-race nerves in terms of like, how is it all going to work on race day?
Sure.
So.
Plus you guys saw a swim runner.
We saw a swim runner. Yeah. So James English from Austin, Deep in Fitness, was there, and that was really cool. And your friend, or your coworker and friend,
my coworker Hannah, did the race as well.
She raced as well, so we got to follow her around, capture her race, which was really cool. And I could see it be really fun to follow around your friends or, you know, people from your gym or wherever to do that. So it was,
like your own cheer station.
And very spectator friendly. All the stations are lined up, so you watch them do a station, and they go run their 2 laps, and so you have time to go get position at the next station, so you can watch them do it. You know, it's very quick at each station too, so it's moving really quick too. It's fun.
Yeah, each station. I mean, the fastest people are doing it in 2 to 4 minutes. Normal people, 3 to 8 minutes maybe. So it's pretty quick. And then the kilometer run, anywhere from 3 minutes to however long it would take on that.
Yeah.
Cool. So you spectate, you get the lay of the land. What time was your wave?
Oof.
Yes.
And how did you prep kind of go into that before we get into the actual play-by-play?
So you sign up and you don't know what wave you're in. And then they kind of start releasing information coming up to it. And the events start anywhere from 8 in the morning all the way through 9:30 at night.
9:30 p.m.
And they are releasing every 15 minutes, they're a new wave of 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
So
30
they
partners.
had 17,000 people do the race this weekend over 3 days.
So many.
So many
That's a lot of people. It's a lot of abs.
A lot of abs. 7 times 6, maybe 3 for some people. One, just have one ab.
I got the two. Just
okay,
like the
yeah,
one
sure.
line in the middle.
So we found our wave left at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, which is by far the latest race that I've ever, I guess
Except for
accounting of Ragnar.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
that was honestly the most challenging
Agreed.
part of it.
Challenging in terms of just having to exert yourself that.
Not that part, but just what to do. I mean, I can't really sit still. So when we go places, me and
I've
Chris
noticed.
yes,
Oh, you know the spot?
we're exploring Portland. We're walking to watch a baseball game. We're on our feet a lot and trying to not do that for basically the entire day
Yeah.
was really tough.
Yeah.
And we did drop the ball a little bit on our eating
Yes.
because we were like, well, we don't want to eat too much. But then we would wait too long. We're like, well, we're starving. We have to eat now. And then we thought we were eating okay, but we ended up overeating
I know.
dinner meal before the
And
race.
what did you guys eat?
Rice and beans and a quesadilla.
Not
Guacamole.
like a lot of it. It's not like we had a lot though.
I was eating this. I'm like, this is probably going to regret this later. But, it was okay.
Yeah. So then you're get a 10-minute warning or something like that. They put you in some pen.
They have
and
a
you start,
whole warm-up station, so they have all the stuff. So we went out there, and it was kind of like, let's just touch and kind of do,
all the
25-meter
motions.
ski or
Yeah.
pick up the kettlebells, do one or two lunges.
Yeah. Make sure your fingers still work.
make sure everything's working correctly. And then, I had the fueling nutrition protocol dialed
Of course.
in because,
Yes.
of course, precision fuel and hydration.
Timer goes off. I have to take my gel.
She's like, when do I need to take a gel? Like, don't worry, I'll let you know. 15 minutes before, we hit the calf,
Both of you?
8:15 at night, hit the caffeine gel and kind of got ready to go. But we were in the start. They load you in this Red Bull
start
tunnel. Some guy comes in, starts hyping it up, kind of gives the rah-rah speech and they count it down and they release you out. And how many races do you think are happening at the same time? So every 15 minutes there's a wave. So we're on our first wave and there are people on their last running lap. And then there's people that are on their second. And it's like, you can't.
Yeah, and I guess some people take longer than others. So there's some probably lapping.
So it was really kind of a case of only worry about yourself, race your own race, and
hard to
really just
tell.
kind of heads up racing because multiple laps, we have to remember the station and all sorts of stuff. So really kind of head on a swivel type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the race starts.
How are you
guys
feeling?
Excited, ready to go. It was finally there.
The
It's
whole
a
day-
little bit of relief too, and it's
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
let's
It's a
get
big
the show on
buildup.
the road a little
Yeah.
bit too. Yeah. It was a very long day, kind of waiting for it to kind of come around.
Yeah, we were kind of joking, we got breakfast. We're like, okay, only 12 hours until we start the race, kind of thing like that. But, once 6 o'clock hit, we kind of just went over there. We started, we kept, we were in the big hallway so you can kind of hear some of the music. And then 30 minutes later, we kind of moved a little closer to kind of start to amp the sort of our energy up.
Yeah.
I think the race went off and it was, keep it in your pants was the name of the game for the first lap. Everyone's excited. There's lots of excitement happening. And, Kristen set the pace on the run.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was kind of our strategy was because the running was going to be more
That was
taxing
gonna
on
be
you.
my biggest challenge.
Yeah,
probably.
more challenging for you. So I would lead and end each station, no matter what, so that she can have the most recovery to get ready for the run. So that's kind of how it went. And, if I wanted to go off and go crazy and, rip on the ski erg and freaking jack my heart rate to
Yeah,
zone 4.
blow up.
Blow up. I had the runs to kind of recover on it. But yeah, how did the first lap and first station, how did you feel?
Felt good at first. It felt good for a while. Felt good for a while. I think, there was still a lot of the excitement, all that adrenaline, a little bit of that caffeine kicking in. It was good.
Yeah.
And was it like easy, like, I guess what I'm asking was so many things, so many moving parts. There's music, there's DJs. Was it kind of obvious where you were supposed to go and what station you're supposed to go, or did you have to kind of keep that in your head as well?
Very similar to swim run. We would come in station 1 to your left, and you split 4 stations, run the left, 4 on the right. It's like, okay, one more lap. We were just very communicative, very much how it reminded me very much of swim run. Okay, Chris, we got a quarter mile coming up or 100 meters until the swim, just kind of shouting it out. How are you feeling? How's the pace? Just a lot of communication, kind of the same stuff that we preach about swim run races. But yeah, I think the ski erg, we hit that, and they, it's like when you go in, they just kind of line you up first come, first serve. So you can finish before someone's ahead. It's like, oh, you kind of made some time up. Or if someone's finishing to the right of you, they went really fast. But, we were kind of just, focused on doing our own thing. But the ski was one we kind of switched off every minute or so, which was like, 200 to 300 meters of work.
You had to do 1,000?
Had to do 1,000 meters. Okay. So, I started that one.
I did. We switched off.
Swapped a couple times.
Switched off 3 times.
Yeah. And as we were running, we're like, okay, there's the sled push.
Yeah, we would talk about what was next, so we didn't, get it wrong when we did run in there.
What was the hardest? I don't even know if they're called discipline, skills.
I call them stations, I guess. I don't know. Well, I think we each probably have a different answer, I would say.
I think the sled push and the sled pull were by far the hardest for me. I would not have been able to do those on my own. I think every other station I could probably get through on my own in a longer amount of time. But the sled push and sled pull were very hard.
Yeah,
those are heavyweight.
Yeah, 325 pounds on the push.
Yeah.
It's kind of something that, like, all the low tide boys of Hyrox world, all the influencers there were like, oh, well, sometimes they use fresh carpet and the piling hasn't been like broken in. Yeah. We definitely had a case of that where I even was pushing. I was like, "Whoa, this is
like on Velcro."
It was like on Velcro.
That's certainly what it felt like.
Kristen would go and you would push it 10, 12 meters, and then you would just kind of stand up because it was too much. And I'm watching you like really, it's challenging.
And it has to be like you can't get behind her and kind of like push as well. It has to be just one person.
So you're literally walking right behind the person. So, you would push. It was kind of like, I think it was good that we were practicing how far you could go before you felt like your heart rate was kind of getting to a really uncomfortable place. Then I could jump in and go. I think one of them, I just pushed it the whole way just because I was like, possessed.
Once you get it going.
Yeah. But it's down and back 4 times. Yeah. So 12 and a half. And then, to get to whatever that equals 50 meters.
Went up to 50.
Then we ran another lap. Then the sled pull. So a little bit less weight on the pull, but we kind of fucked up and we did an extra length.
Extra leg.
And so we're running away from the station, and I look back at ours, and it's on one side of the thing, and I look at literally everyone others, and they're all on the other side, and I'm like, I think we fucked up.
These things is not
but
like
we know we were like, we counted
did.
the 4. So anyway.
Yeah. And then we kind of got stopped. We ran back. They're like, you guys didn't finish back. I'm like, I've yanked this thing enough.
Well, they were like, no, you guys want an extra.
Yeah. So we
did they pull it back for you?
Yeah, they did.
That's nice.
Yeah, that was good. That was a fun station. And there's also photographers like 2 feet away from you, and they're all up in your shit, like, taking
Hyrox,
super close pictures. They got it dialed in for their.
There's a lot of abs for them to take photos of.
Not over here. A lot
of good-looking people.
A lot of matching outfits, us included.
Yeah, I noticed the matching shoes and everything.
Yeah, we were racing in the Adidas Evo SLs.
Do you have like a team name or anything?
No team name, but the unofficial working team was mom and dad did a Hyrox or do a Hyrox.
That's cool. That works.
So after the sled pull and push, how are you feeling on the run? Because that was the run when you were kind of like, I think, feeling it the most.
My legs were feeling it after that one. Because those, I feel like, the second half of the race is pretty leg heavy, but that's a lot of strain, I think, for me, was that push. Because it takes a lot out of my thighs. So
that was taxing you on the run.
Yeah.
But you ran every lap, which I
Slowly-
commend you
slowly
on.
but
Yes.
surely.
That was I
did.
Chipper-
exceeded expectations.
In
So,
Chipper's
nice.
private race report to me, he mentioned several times how proud he was of you.
Yeah,
running
that is
all the
true.
time. Like
Very
he was,
nice.
he was like he was legit impressed, which made me legit impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was
Thank you,
like,
guys.
okay, because I did provide a run program for Kristen. And, there wasn't 100% compliance. I'll just say that.
What do you think the compliance rate was?
Ooh,
It's like,
25%?
I was going to say 33%.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
Yeah.
a third of it.
So,
well, it just goes to show you can be 33% compliant
Yeah.
on a run
You can
program
still
designed
do
by
it.
you're
Chipper.
just running a kilometer. And you can,
I think that's the main thing. It's very short distances. And, every station moves pretty quickly, and you can kind of really stick it out for
yeah.
3 to 6 to 8 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah. We did optimize our strategy to set you up for the most success that we could. After the sled pull is the burpee broad jump, which that's kind of when shit starts to get serious, is around that
Yeah.
one.
Your heart rate just never comes down on that one.
Yeah. So that, when you're like staring down a long hallway and you're like, fuck, I have to go all that way and then turn the corner and go all the other way. Yeah. So, we did it though.
We did.
Yeah, just one burpee at a time.
One burpee at a time. I was going and I'm like, I need a little break. So I had stopped. Kristen would go and then I would jump back in there.
The advice to me was don't try to jump too far so that I fall over or that I fall back.
Yeah.
So you're trying to get as much ground as you can. You just don't want to do more than
Yeah.
you
Trying
have
to get some super jump is not the best strategy. It's more, a lot of these things I found in training and during the race was like, what kind of good rhythm can you get in? Because then you can just fire out lunges, boom, boom. You can just kind of get going. Wall balls, you just got to get into a rhythm. If you can kind of lock into that rhythm, that's where, you hit that flow state,
A couple of my jumps got a little short.
Yeah, I was like, one more. And she took like I'm like, okay, really?
Afterward, he was like, you could have jumped more on that one.
You can't like get me.
You told me not to jump
Especially
too
because
far.
it's like the last jump to get to
Yeah.
the finish line or whatever. So you could take some huge jump.
Yeah. I did do a Mondo jump to get to the finish line to try to go like
was
super jump on that. So that finished off our work on the one side of the
Yeah.
thing. And then it's like, hey, we're done with half of it. So we did our other run lap and we went over and it was row, which was actually our slower. I think we kind of, some people say the row is like, some people kind of use that as a little bit of a recovery station but we also switched off a little bit more than I think we would if we were to do it again.
Yeah.
Probably just best to bang it out like 500 type of thing, but we didn't do that. So
Yeah.
Were you watching the clock at this point, or you were just not really worried?
I was running the only thing I had on my watch was lap time and heart rate. So I just want to know what heart rate zone or like where my heart rate was and then how long the lap was, mostly just for the running. Because I'm like, okay, the kilometer is going to take us six or 7 minutes. So I would know, okay, if we were like, oh, do we go in? I could just be like, no, we're only at 3 minutes. We have another lap. That's really what I wanted. Wasn't looking at my watch or anything for, oh, how long is the ski taking us or are we
Gotcha.
I wasn't looking at any of that stuff. But they did have a clock as you would go by and kind of station 6 and 7. I was like, oh, we're kind of, within this 1 hour 30, hour 40 range. So started to kind of feel pretty good about that.
Yeah.
The row, uneventful.
I was going to say the original plan was to kind of take in nutrition during the row too. That's when we were watching the first day. We saw that's when most people had a few more seconds while their partner was doing the row to kind of take a gel.
Yeah, the
something like
500 meter row is probably, it's a couple minutes of you just kind of standing there and getting some good recovery in if you're doing a pairs.
But by that time, it was also 9:15 at night.
Yeah.
So it was like,
Good
I did
point.
have a PFH 90,
But
but I was also feeling the large dinner as I know you were as well, which was, not ideal
So
circumstances.
when did you stop fueling? So how many gels did you take in general? In total?
just the one before.
Yeah, she
Just
just
that one
took the
before. Okay.
took a
during-
90, yeah. And probably finished it within the first 45 minutes.
Oh wow.
Or,
Okay.
yeah. Mostly because I'm like, oh yeah, I got enough juice to get it done.
And by 90, we're talking precision fuel and hydration Mondo 90 gels,
Yeah.
which is 3 gels in one, so less to carry.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, with just because the runs, it was like so natural. And I think that's something that probably in retrospect would have been good to practice a little bit. Is like
I
for
think
us,
that
that's
would be
so
the other
natural to take fuel in when we're running, but for you, when we go to
Yes.
the gym, it was like, oh, we'd sip a high carb drink in the water bottle where we're like unracking the rates and stuff. So
Right.
kind of some more race specific fueling.
Is that something that you
Yeah.
could run with as like a water bottle or something?
So
And
we
then
did
just, like,
bring a
hand it
soft
off?
flask with water. It ended up having a hole in it, so it was like leaking a little bit because Kristen, in our training, we were doing some gut training, and she liked the high carb mix. So we had like 60 grams of carbs in that bottle plus water. It's like, hey, if we can skip going to any of these aid stations, that's going to save us 5 minutes, 10 minutes right there.
Sure.
So just carry the water bottle. But it kind of started, we realized it wasn't really something that we needed. So I ended up tossing it at one of the
drank most of it,
transitions.
but
But
that's
yeah, we
most
did
of it.
drink most
And how
of it.
many aid stations? after
Anytime you
every-
come in, yeah. So
Okay,
they,
yeah.
you do 2 loops, you come in, there's water, and then they're like my protein, whatever, electrolyte. So they had 2 aid stations on each side of the thing there.
Cool.
So we came in, we got the farmer's carry, 2 24-kilogram kettlebells, which we also got in our garage. That one, I think we had discussed that over
Okay,
here in
yeah.
the studio. That was going to be a mostly chipper station
Yes.
because that is a lot. But I did probably 125 meters. You did 25 meters, and then I did the last 50 probably.
What was it? 100? So yeah,
It was 200 meters.
Was it?
Yeah.
I probably did about 25.
I was like, do you even want to do any? Because I could just keep going. And I was
know.
like, oh, you want to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So
I
that
still
was
did
good.
a little bit,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It's good.
That's good communication. Honesty is very important.
Yeah.
Situations
And I said
like
I did
that.
want to do a little bit still. I didn't want to not do any station, but
Yeah.
yes, I was not going to do half of it.
Yeah. And then another lap. And it was like, hey, this is the penultimate lap. Only
It
one
felt
to
good.
go after this.
It felt good once we were on the back.
We were
half.
coming home. It was kind of like 2 stations left. Lunges,
You're like,
though.
it's bedtime.
Bedtime. I should have been asleep 30 minutes
You joke,
ago.
but seriously,
And we came into the lunges.
yes.
So 20-kilogram lunge. So like 45 pounds. Sandbag lunge. 100 meters, 80 meters, something. That was, that was a rhythm
That was tough.
thing for
That
sure.
was good.
And then, I would do,
And you have to do the back-to-back handoff of the
yeah,
bag.
you have to pass the sandbag off and then we kind of traded off. But I mean, I think we handled that station pretty well.
I also agree. I think we did good with that one. It was very hard though.
And I was like, okay, last lap.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do the last station, and then you still got to do 1 more kilometer to then go to like the little.
Then they go to
finish
the
line
wall
area.
balls.
Oh,
The
so
wall balls.
Yeah,
Oh,
one more.
So you finish
Okay.
with 100 wall balls,
right.
which is like the whole weekend we're walking around and, we're walking from we stayed at the W and we're walking, it's connected there, and everyone, you can just see the people that have raced are there and they're like, oh, fucking wall balls. I hate the wall. Everyone's like cussing out the wall balls. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're totally wrecked and you got to do 100. And
And there's judges and stuff that are
Yes.
knocking you.
They're making
so
sure you get
there's
down.
2 things.
Yeah.
There's an angle, a hip angle, and then there's a sensor up at 10 feet and then 9 feet for women. And if the ball doesn't hit the sensor, it's a no rep. So you burned it.
Wasted.
Yeah.
And they're,
And
yeah.
they have a little iPad, and if you don't get low enough, they'll take one off.
Yeah.
So that's the judges are there watching. And if you're really
kinda
struggling,
savage, dude.
they'll put a little
Stool. They
stool
they
down.
bring the
so
stool
you
out
have
for
to
you.
hit it.
Man, that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh, they threw the stool at me. Gotta make your butt touch the
Oh
stool.
no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And so I think,
It's probably a nice guide though too.
yeah, I mean, honestly, like if I was going to get no reps on it for not going low, I'm like, give me the fucking stool.
Just to make
Just
it
like,
easier
I'm
to
not
get
going
done,
to
yeah.
mess around with, I don't want any more free reps. But I was feeling at that time when we had came in, it was probably an hour and 28 minutes or 29.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, we're, sure, this thing could take us 10 minutes, but it's probably going to take us like 5. I was like, wow,
I know.
I'm kind of like,
Feeling pretty
hey,
good.
we did pretty
Feeling pretty
good,
good, yeah.
one more station to go. And so I started us off that one and I was like, should I go hero mode and just go until failure, basically? I didn't do that, but I was
Felt like it though.
yeah.
It was great.
So Kristen's there just watching me and I'm going and I was in a good rhythm. And I was like, okay, let's get 20. Cause that's kind of how we do 20, 10, 20, 10. And we would kind of like practice that. And I was like 20 and I'm like, let me get to 30. So I did 30 and I passed it off to Kristen.
I did 10.
Very nice.
And I was like, okay, let's go. And I started going again, 30 more.
Nice, dude.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
And
I passed it off to Kristen.
I did 10.
10. Oh yeah, because I was going to stop on 69. And I was like, I'll just get to 70. Then Kristen brought it to 80. And then it was like 20. I was like 19. I was just counting down. And the judge was like counting down.
The judge is
Kristen
also
was looking
counting
very
down. He's
excited.
letting me know what the counter says. You know, he was excited. He was also very impressed by the fact that you did 2 rounds of 30. Because he's also trying to let me know too, like, oh, you're going to be up next. Like he's doing the count, you know, to let me know what he's at, what he's looking at.
Yeah, because you can't see when you can't see the screen. I mean, I wasn't really trying to look at it. I was just trying to like stay in the rhythm.
He's trying to tell you what you're at too, and he's letting me know. And when you were going for 30, he looked at him. He was like, "Oh,
okay, dude.
Like, oh, you got a good one. Oh, he's still going. It was great."
Yep.
Also, I was like smiling by this point too because you
Kristen
were really
was like,
working hard.
Oh, we're all done here.
I was just celebrating.
We're all
already.
done here.
Yeah, he's lightening your load, literally.
I know, it was great.
And then it was like 99, boom, 100. And then you kind of
guys
just run.
like high five or like jump chest bump or something.
What do we do?
We grabbed hands.
It's
and ran
literally,
across.
it
was like
10 meter little run up the ramp to the finish line. And so, we just kind of like held hands, ran across, and that was it.
Celebrated. It was great.
Yeah.
Sweet. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So the finish time was what? 136?
134 something.
134.29.
And they kind of put you in a corral and you get a patch instead of a medal, which is kind of cool. You know, it says like Vegas and
also something that's really useless.
Well, they sell backpacks that you can get, like the Go Ruck backpacks.
Or like Girl Scouts. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like that. So there was the people that had, 10 patches on their things and then they route you through and you take a picture in front of a TV that they put your time on. And then we're like, let's get to bed.
On the mat, so it pulls everything. Well, our
bed.
plan originally beforehand was we were like, oh, we'll have a really late dinner after.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
We're like, oh yeah, we'll go shower. We'll come down. We'll get like a beer and a burger at this place that's open till 4 a.m.
Yeah, you're gonna be wired.
Yeah, I'm gonna be jacked up and stuff. It's like, oh man, I'm so tired. We gotta be at the airport at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Ooh, yeah.
So, but it was a lot of fun. I did get
really
a protein shake after. But
So I guess like the obvious question is, and I already know the answer, but for folks at home, would you do another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it was the type of event that there's so many different events and ways to race that you could go with a group of people from your gym or your friends and you all can do like probably 2 or 3 races that weekend.
Yeah.
So we can race as mixed doubles, but then me and you could race as pro men and then we could do a relay or something.
Pro men.
Well, pro is like the weight, how much weight you're doing.
Yeah.
So you do more sled, your sandbag's heavier, the ball's heavier. But there's a lot of different varieties to kind of race for the whole weekend. So, found it to be pretty fun.
So he's coming for you next.
Yeah, well, Chipper was like, "Oh, we should totally do it," which is interesting because I'm usually the one recommending harebrained ideas. One thing I love about this idea was, I mean, I had nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
All I did was like,
you're like, you should register.
In so much as there was kindling, I was more than happy to just like, fan those flames. But this is an idea that you guys came up with, which I think is so cool, and that you had a positive experience is great. Now, who do you think this is good for? Do you think this type of race is good for swim runners, or who do you think should try who kind of needs it?
You can. I think, yes, swim runners for sure, because the partner aspect, especially the partners race, was really cool. It's shorter than a World Series distance. So I would say even if you're going slower on the runs or taking your time on the stations, 2 hours is a very approachable time to get on this. And really what I liked about it, and part of what motivated me to sign up was, we talk about how great that strength training is doing. And this was something that definitely held me accountable, and we really had a lot of fun doing these workouts and the movements. You can totally just do them in your, garage or whatever and get most of the strength in. That's what I really liked about it. So I would be down to have like, a couple of these type of events on the calendar every year, like if they were more local, just to kind of like keep the strength consistent and kind of fun and mix up the stimulus a little bit.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought it was
And
very
you
good for
do
strength training.
you do bar a couple days a week. You were able to handle it.
Yes.
You
I
don't
think
run a
it's
ton and you could
very
handle it.
Approachable.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to get into. I did not lift anything or push anything that weighed 300 pounds before this. So I think it was, it's very doable. You still have to go in there and like try stuff out, but it was fun. Very achievable. 2 months of training, we were able to do it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you're a CrossFit type, you're probably already well aware of this, but certainly a fun race to kind of mix up and do something so you can just do it yourself as well, which that obviously would be much more challenging, having to do all the work of the stations yourself. But again, you just kind of pace yourself a little bit more on it. But honestly, kind of open to anybody doing it. There was huge, super jacked people and just totally normal people and everyone in between.
The partner stuff was fun. I see why you guys do this.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking
You want
about
to do a
it
swim run now?
I'll be your Hyrox partner.
Okay. You're
And
saying
Hyrox stands for hybrid rock star, in case.
I know,
yeah,
that's
It's probably like the worst part about Hyrox.
Yeah.
Is,
so lame. I was like,
oof. Let's yeah.
but I'm glad you guys had a
stifle
great
that.
experience. Congratulations on an awesome race.
Thank you.
Chipper was like, I'll let you know how we did, but you'll probably be asleep. And you were correct.
Yeah.
I was asleep. But
Yeah.
I was, best way to wake up was we did it.
We did it.
So that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congrats, guys.
Yeah. Thanks. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was very fun. You're a good partner.
Hear that, Chris?
Oh, I know. I already know this. She knows what I know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now I really know.
We should have tethered. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks so much for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and leave a rating or review, since that's the best way to help other people discover the show and the sport of swim run.
Check out our website, lowtideboys.com. That's boys with a Z, for swim run resources, including gear guides, tips, how-to videos, and so much more. Make sure to check out our meme page at The Low Tide Boys on Instagram. If you have any questions or suggestions for the show, send us a DM or email us at lowtideboys@gmail.com.
We'd like to thank Riding Easy Records for our show music, and of course our wives for their support and tolerance of our swim run and other activities.
Lots of activities.
Lots of activities.
Finally, you can support our efforts on Patreon. Until next time, get out there and go for a swim.
Then a run,
And then a swim,
then another run,
then another swim.
then run some more.
Just keep going.
Let's go.
And then stop at some point because,
And fuel. Don't forget to fuel.
Gotta fuel
Of
too.
course, yes.